Wikipedia is the largest online encyclopedia, where it allows anyone to edit the information provided that the information is legit. In crowdsourcing the designing of an encyclopedia, a non-profit website forever changed the way we get our information. It's among the 10 most visited websites on the internet. But, if anyone can edit Wikipedia, anyone can falsely add false information. And anyone can hamper the site quality, purposefully adding wrong information. A senior research scientist, Aaron Halfaker, at the Wikimedia organization, the foundation that oversees Wikipedia, built an AI engine to identify such vandalism and audit every change that goes on in the site. In a sense, this means it reduces the work of volunteer editors who audit the Wikipedia's articles. And it might seem like wiping these editors out, another example of artificial intelligence taking over human jobs. But the AI project of Wikipedia is mainly focused on increasing human participation in Wikipedia. AI-driven wikis. Although it is predicted that AI and robotics would replace as much as 47% of our jobs over the next 2 decades, while there are a few people who believe that AI will also create a number of new jobs. This new AI-driven wikis on Wikipedia aims at boosting participation by making Wikipedia more user-friendly to modern editors. With the help of a set of open-source machine learning algorithms such as scikit-learn code freely accessible to the world at large, the service aims to automatically identify malicious vandalism and set it apart from well-intentioned edits. With a more subtle view of new edits, the thinking goes, these algorithms can go on cracking down on several edits without hampering legitimate participants. It's not that Wikipedia needs to implement automated tools to attract more human editors. It's that Wikipedia needs better automated tools for a better future. Objective Revision Evaluation Service, an AI-driven tool on Wikipedia. The software used in Wikipedia is the Objective Revision Evaluation Service that has been trained by Wikipedia editors to identify the quality of a change made by new editors based on the language and context of the change. Every day, about 500,000 changes are made to Wikipedia. Editors and usual readers will now be able to quickly audit how likely it is a proposed change is damaging. In the big picture, the new AI algorithms developed at Wikipedia are rather simple examples of machine learning. But they are proven to be effective in simplifying the job of many editors. AI programs work by analyzing certain words, changes of certain words, or even a particular keyboard patterns. For example, they can identify unusually large blocks of characters. A few editors on Wikipedia tend to mash the keyboard and not add spaces in between their characters. AI can help eliminate these mishaps and maintain the quality of the information that is shared with the whole world. Halfaker, a person who is responsible for the AI in Wikipedia, acknowledges that it can't go to catch every piece of vandalism and changes made on Wikipedia. Still, he believes it can catch most, which helps editors a lot by simplifying their job. The expression, knowledge management, alludes to how an organization acquires, adventures and stores business insight, or the data or information used to make the organization work productively. Sadly, numerous little or fair-sized firms trust that the monsters of the industry will characterize which knowledge ought to be held and how it ought to be overseen. Countless others disregard the significance of business knowledge like client buy propensities, creating shopper patterns, or the potential effect of the economy on their objective client. Astute businesspeople comprehend that knowledge management can turn into the upper hand that permits them to command their market rivals. 1. Characterize how your organization presently deals with its knowledge assets. Distinguish how purchaser, market and item knowledge is gotten. Diagram the entirety of the channels of data consumption. These will incorporate client assistance agents, CSRs, client remarks, industry reports, contracted market investigation and numerous others. Direct a review of how the data is put away, utilized, and what benefits your organization gets from this philosophy. 2. Recognize the shortcomings in your present knowledge about the boarding procedure. Check whether there are data channels that you could be utilizing better or that you are not using by any means. See whether the data you get is as a rule appropriately abused. For instance, client protests ought to be perceived as data on the most proficient method to improve procedures and administration contributions, and merchants ought to be urged to share data about systems your rivals use to help exchanges with them. Equitably assess this data to learn if upgrades to your activities are essential. Just understanding client worries as they happen or expecting merchant connections can't profit by smoothing out because nobody has gripped at this point will bring about lost chances to improve business tasks. 3. Find if the representatives who connect day by day with clients pose inquiries about the client's buy understanding. On the off chance that they do, what do they do with that data? Think about decentralizing the control of your data framework so your CSRs and deals staff can make pertinent knowledge sections as they are gotten. Extend the broadness of data you accumulate to incorporate buy patterns, items effectively sold, and extraordinary buy designs. 4. Research programming alternatives that can help improve your insight into the executive's system while streamlining it simultaneously. Comprehend that there is a wide range of programming bundles available, and every one of them is focused on huge firms, so this sort of procurement may speak to a sizable venture. Purchase simply after you have altogether adjusted the expenses against the advantages the bundle offers. Research Oracle and SAP item contributions to store, sort, and arrange buyer knowledge and business information, yet don't neglect the likelihood that programming a business and industry explicit access database could comparably address your insight the board needs. 5. Instruct your work power on what knowledge management is and its significance in the achievement of your firm. Boost the assortment and advancement of business insight by fusing culture the executives into your workers' activity capacities and evaluation process. Make proactively overseeing knowledge assets a measure for salary increases, advancements and different types of acknowledgement. 6. Examine the knowledge management procedure of firms working outside of your industry to recognize abilities you can join into your methodology. Perceive that advancements from an irrelevant industry may enhance the information the board system you are right now utilizing. Conclusion. Realize that knowledge management is a progressing and advancing procedure. Regularly review your system for ways it tends to be enhanced. You may think that it's increasingly helpful to utilize a free business expert acquainted with knowledge management to review your firm and make suggestions.